What are you feeling if you're Ryan Blaney and you've got that truck on your outside? Trouble behind him. As the leaders cross the start-finish line, completing our second lap, coming off of turn 4, it was the 15 of Mason Mingus who had problems.
A new team for Mason Mingus. You see, he brought his sponsorship over. The Call Before You Dig 811. He brought it over to Billy Boat Motorsports. We know Billy Boat, a former IndyCar winner, has his son Chad running in the Nationwide Series. They started a truck team, and Mason Mingus has moved over to this team.
It's for Mason Mingus. Green flag when we return to Las Vegas.
Between Gallagher and Sauter, we know how fast this 51 truck is with Kyle Busch behind the wheel. Oh, we got a spinner.
Second caution of the night. It's for the 99 of Brian Silas. He too was exiting turn 4 when he got into the infield grass, was running 17th when he had his issue.
We've completed 13 laps right now. Sometimes if we would get close to 30.
Earlier this year at Texas as well.
Wow, he just got loose up off the turn. And how's that feel? I mean, you're coming off a corner, probably running 160 miles an hour, and the thing just snaps around on you, as you can see here.
It was laid off the corner as well, it seemed like. You see, got a little bit looser just as the racetrack is flattening out at the exit of turn 4.
That's Ryan Blaney. Now, caution on the racetrack, Adam.
5th time tonight. You see Ryan Blaney on track, and as we see him, it's Armand Quiroga making his way down the pit lane, and there's the 20 of Jason White.
Yeah, Jason's made some pretty significant contact in that Gunbroker Chevrolet with the outside wall. You see all the damage. Right as this was happening, Armand Quiroga was on pit road. He elected, I think, just to ride on down pit road to make sure he stayed on the lead lap. Great call by Butch Hilton.
Quiroga right now is 19th as we watch the replay of what happened to Jason.
Oh,
Quiroga was coming to pit road.
And that sent Ryan Blaney.
Tyler Reddick in the team truck.
Was that Reddick?
Yeah.
He went up the hill, and that took Jason White right into the outside wall. Look at that.
I couldn't tell if Reddick got into Quiroga, but he definitely had contact when he slid up in to the 20 of Jason White. On board with Quiroga.
Just no way that Reddick knew what was happening and had to make an evasive move. It all occurs on the straightaway. Ooh, it looked like Quiroga tried to get into a hole that Eric Jones wasn't sure was there.
Hard hit for Mason Mingus in that 15 truck.
Crazy thing is, you know, we're talking lap 10 and 11. You just have to make sure that you understand where gaps are and that they're going to be there this early in the race.
Ryan Sieg swerved to the outside trying to get by, nowhere to go when Mingus came up in front of him.
Yeah, and hard contact with the 30. Let's take another look at it here. See the blue truck left side of your screen. You see him get sideways, get in the 15 of Mason Mingus, then go to the outside. Nowhere to go for Ron Hornaday or Ryan Sieg.
And that's about as far away from
there. Tomorrow he's going to be down in Mexico competing in the NASCAR Toyota Series. But a big wreck on the front stretch.
Ben Kennedy slides out of line and slams the outside wall.
Still got him coming here. Just hold on. You're okay. Brakes. You okay, Ben?
We heard Ben say, yeah, I'm good.
That is great to hear, because he took a shot out of the draft, nose first into the wall, and before he could get the truck under control, the back end came and slammed it as well.
Good to hear his voice say, yeah, I'm okay.
What happened? Nemechek just came down into us?
Yeah, Nemechek got into us there. Not sure what he was doing.
Was it me or was it him?
It was him.
Kennedy's so impressive in the season opener at Daytona. Tyler Reddick also in the top 5 as we look back at what happened.
Whoa, Nemechek got loose there for some reason.
Maybe he got a push from the 84. Chris Fontaine was right behind him. Maybe Chris got into the back of Nemechek, and that turned him sideways into Ben Kennedy. It didn't look like it was a situation where Nemechek was trying to get in line. Looks like he just got loose. Look again. See how he weaved down to the inside there? With Chris Fontaine, that yellow and blue truck right behind him.
Yeah, and your truck isn't going to get loose just running through the tri-oval here. These things have a lot of downforce on them. It's stuck good there. So the way that looked, it's something made Nemechek's truck turn to the inside, and unfortunately for Ben Kennedy, there he was.
Boy, it sure has to look like maybe Chris Fontaine got into the back of that 8 truck of Nemechek, and unfortunately Ben Kennedy sure paid the price.
Paid it twice.
Yeah, that second hit was hard too.
On board with Matt Crafton.
How many times has Matt Crafton seen this kind of stuff, Phil?
Yes.
He rolls to the back of the pack. And
we've got 10 laps to go for the Camping World Truck Series at Talladega on Fox.
Oh, contact.
And we've got trouble. Brian Silas out of line. Collects Brennan Newberry. Silas in the grass. And now the caution. 5th one of the day.
You don't see that very often. Neither one of those trucks hit the inside wall. They got together. Newberry did a great job of just remaining calm and cool as Silas slid across his grill. Damage there to the truck of Brennan Newberry.
Saw Scott Stenzel also off the pace. 63 machine.
Let's take a look at it.
Just probably a bump draft that went wrong.
Looked like a bump draft to the back of Brian Silas. It looked like it was by Brennan Newberry in the 20 truck. Brian does a nice job keeping that truck out of the inside wall. I'm not sure Newberry was quite as fortunate. He didn't hit the inside wall, but he does have some damage to that truck. There it is right there. Silas made some pretty significant contact with Clay Greenfield on his outside. Clay did a nice job maintaining control of his truck.
The view of our championship leader, Matt Crafton.
Wow.
Matt says, thank you for going to the inside after you got together.
And I said I was nervous before that last
Family
restart.
has remained patient and very quiet on the radio, but his spotter, Lauren Rainier, talking a mile a minute. They fell out of line, got shuffled back, but he is trying to get his driver, John West Townley, back to the front of the field, Hermie.
And now we're under caution once again, Bob, and it's for the 6 truck of Norm Benning, who spun coming off the corner, had just gotten the free pass to return to the lead lap.
Yeah, Norm was 2 laps down, got a couple of free passes, back on the lead lap, looking for his career best finish today. Felt confident that he could do just that, but that spin off turn 2 over there hurts his progress, obviously.
Look right side of your screen. I think he may have cut down that right rear tire, and that may be what turned him around. Does a nice job continuing to work with that thing and get it going straight again.
How many times have we seen a driver have trouble today on track in the first 2 laps? And the more you can get on a restart, the better. First caution of the day going to come out as the 9 goes around, and that is Brennan Newberry.
You see damage.
21st.
You see damage to that left rear quarter panel of that 9 truck. More than likely some contact. We talked about you're going to have contact early and often here. He tried to jump in line there. Looked like in front of Mason Mingus. He didn't quite have it cleared.
3 laps completed. Martinsville, the man that started on the...
Still able to drive inside of Bubba Wallace. Cole Custer got a caution on the racetrack.
3rd one of the day. Down in turn 4. Jennifer Jo Cobb goes around. As we complete lap 46 of 200. Here's the reason we're under caution for the 3rd time today. Jennifer Jo Cobb over in turn 4.
Look like Cody Erickson maybe.
This time it's Cole Custer.
I don't know if this thing's going to stick down here or not.
Brandon Jones drives it in hard contact, and he goes around.
Wow, what a move by Matt Tift. That was an aggressive miss of a crash. I love what I saw there. He saw the opening, knew he had to hit the gas and not the brake, and squeezed right through there.
They were 3 wide going in the corner.
That typically doesn't work here at Martinsville.
Not very well.
Check out Tift.
So this is what happened on the restart. Gaulding outside lane restarted 2nd.
Something happened to that truck, Phil. He
just never got back in the throttle in the center of the corner. Then there may have been some contact.
Then this, Joey Coulter inside Cole Custer.
Yeah, Cole tried to block Joey Coulter because he lost his momentum when he got sideways. And Joey said, no, I'm taking none of that. Here we go 3 wide. That's not going to work. Cole comes down the hill. They make contact. Matt Tiff. Watch Matt Tiff go through there in the 0. Desperately want to stay on the lead lap. Look at all the damage to Cole Custer's truck. Caution on the racetrack.
Wow. Cole being scored in the 15th position, but has dropped back now to 19th as our scoreboard cycles through. That's the 63 of Justin Jennings, who was also wrinkled up.
Look at all the damage on that 00 truck.
It feels like there's some contact between he and Joey Coulter. You got together.
He took out a couple pink trucks there. Looks like it was a Gray. Gaulding was that one of those trucks that he got into. He pushed Gray actually in to the 21 of Joey Coulter.
And ran Coulter into the outside wall. And the first contact could have been just in the corner too hot, got into Gaulding. And then he slid up into those marbles we talked about and couldn't turn his truck. His day's done.
Or he thought the pink truck of Gaulding was actually Coulter, and he just went in and got a 2-for-1, not knowing which was which.
That
We're
would
at
have
the top spot. And keep an eye on Eric Jones, who seems to just get better and better. And now problems for the 99 of Brian Silas.
That has every sign of an accordion effect on the restart. Somebody didn't get a start good, and Silas hard into the back of another truck. Busted something in the radiator oil cooler area.
He was running 21st when he had his problem.
And probably left some fluid on the track.
Oh, trouble. John Hunter Nemechek's turned around.
And
Jeff Burton as well.
Jeff Burton goes around. So does the 29 of Ryan Blaney.
There's oil on the track.
8th caution of the day.
Got room here, leader to line.
We could see oil trailed from Brian Silas's truck as he went down into the garage area.
You ever wonder how much power these trucks have? You see how he turned that thing around?
Pit for tires here, Jeremy.
Throw the gas to the floor. There's the start we talked about. You
Right,
can see
just
there's
past the start-finish line.
the big gap there in front of Alex Gannett. Back things up. Brian Silas into the back of another truck. That's oil coming out of the 99, and people are going to get loose.
They just get in the oil. John Hunter's the first one to get in the oil. John West Townley does a great job avoiding him. Jeff Burton gets turned around. Ryan Blaney turned around as well. Matt Tiff getting through there.
Easy.
Watch Matt grab it and just slide,
I believe. Easy. Watch this thing. Watch this thing.
right through that mess.
Wow.
That's an anxiety attack, isn't it? There's a guy who leads the championship.
Could be a championship saver right there.
People spinning in front of him. People spinning behind him. And he just slips right through.
Like Brandon Jones may have gotten the backside of Ryan Blaney and sent him around. We go on board with Blaney here.
See, that late contact is what turned Ryan around.
How big of a break could that restart have been for Tyler Reddick? We talked about he needed, he's got those tires. There he goes through the outside of the wreck. Gained 6-8 spots in that point.
Barry is there as well.
Great start for Armand Quiroga, too. He's up inside the top 5. Oh, hard
John
crash.
West Townley, Tyler Reddick, Brandon Jones.
Ray Golding gets stopped. Hard contact for John West Townley.
The front end of that truck is destroyed.
Sorry about that.
Brandon Jones as well. That had to take him for a surprise, being hooked on the straightaway like that. We heard someone say sorry about that.
It's our 9th caution of the day.
That could bring out a red flag.
They were racing for 12th on track as they went into turn 1.
The trucks are stopped off turn 4 right now.
Everything gets so jammed up on these restarts.
There's no room.
Competition because he had a concussion.
See, John West was going to try to pull down to the inside of the 33 of Brandon Jones. Then the 19 of Tyler Reddick had a bit of a run, so he pulled down to try to get underneath John West Townley. They made contact that knocked John West up into Brandon Jones.
Yeah, I think John just thought he'd give a block here to the 19, but Reddick was in there far enough to where there wasn't anything Tyler Reddick could do. John West pulled over really late, and you could see Reddick was on the brakes, but the damage was already getting ready to happen.
Things happen so fast here. There's a little bit of contact up in front of them, but nothing like what happened to the 05 of John West Townley and the 33 of Brandon Jones.
Did you see Jones's truck come off the ground when he hit the wall? The truck weighs over 3,000.
Catch up to the field before he pits. That left rear tire was down when he got to the center of the corner. Did a nice job of keeping that truck out of the outside wall. Now, if he can make it back around the pit road, get caught up for the field, he will stay on the lead lap. There's a little bit of contact right there. That's probably what cut down that left rear tire, the contact with the 21 of Joey Coulter.
The 08 of Camden Murphy.
Remember how...
Look at that! There goes Armand Quiroga to the inside, trying to grab the top spot in lap traffic. Is he going to get it into 3? There goes Armand Quiroga spinning around with 13 to go. And we get our 11th caution of the afternoon.
4 wide at Martinsville for the lead. Doesn't get a lot better than that unless you're Armand Quiroga, and he couldn't hold his lower lane.
Had such a bad angle getting down on the corner, but he saw the opportunity. He jumped on it.
Okay, we'll get you fixed where you need to be there.
Wallace returned the favor, but Quiroga was just too low and too hot into the corner. Slid up, made contact, and spun around.
Tough break for Armand Quiroga, but what an outstanding drive for that young man.
Hey, watch Matt Crafton drive through to the inside and just about get a piece of this. Could have been disastrous for him. Left of your screen, there goes Crafton. And now on board with Bubba Wallace as they went 3 wide into the corner.
Roland, you got to spin behind you. Stay green. Stay green. Yellow's out. Yellow's out. Awesome job, bud.
Yeah, while we watch this, obviously Bubba Wallace is able to take over the lead from Johnny Sauter. They're 4 wide.
They are still 4 wide. It's just a different one of the 4. That's great action.
Under caution, hard hit for Norm Benning over in turn 2.
Oh, wow. That's the worst place to be when you blow a right front, right down on the bottom of the racetrack, and you could see how hard Norm hit that outside wall. I hope he's okay. That was the room on that back straightaway to get that truck headed in the right direction.
Keeping in mind we're pushing 180 miles per hour, and it looks like the 54 of Darrell Wallace Jr. up in smoke.
Stay up. Stay up.
Had led the most laps tonight and was right back in the championship hunt. And Taylor Malsom, who had just gotten the free pass, got in the oil, and he too goes for a ride.
What a tough break for Bubba Wallace. So much momentum coming in here. With that big, we talked about coming into this race, with the fact that Matt Crafton has averaged, trouble.
5th caution of the night. It's going to come out for the 05 of John West Townley and the 32 of Taylor Malsom going through the infield grass. And perhaps our jinx theory worked, because we are going to get a late caution.
And we are going to see,
out with 10 to go.
I think we got to put tires on.
Heck yeah, I was going to say we're going to see some action on pit road as well. These teams will have to come and get tires. And that's everything we wanted, fellas. This race has had a little bit of everything. We've seen sideways trucks. We've seen some great 3-wide racing. Texas, and that hasn't happened. Ryan Blaney has fought his way back into contention.
Saw Taylor Malsom trying to make the pass to the inside of John West Townley, and when he did, was at contact with Justin Jennings there. It
looked like Townley slowed for some reason exiting turn 4. His truck lost speed, and he drove into the outside wall. Like, perhaps it was a right front tire issue. It looked like it, but then the tire looks like it's up there, Phil.
Yeah, all 4 tires look up to me. Not sure exactly what happened. Definitely lost the front end there, made contact with the wall.
Yeah, it just looked kind of strange.
For everything it's worth.
Everything it's worth. This is an amazing run for Quiroga.
Trouble again for Johnny Sauter. He's sideways, front straightaway.
To the grass. All right.
Comes out with 2 laps to go.
KO'd full of grass. Come on around here.
I'm telling you, Phil, the drop that Armand Quiroga is doing, he's just wheeling that truck around this racetrack.
No, he didn't.
Success when you talk about an opportunity to win the race. All 3 of our title contenders involved in that one.
I'm not sure how Brennan Newberry was able to drive by Johnny Sauter. We see Max Gresham into the outside wall.
Max lost his momentum, and Johnny just tried to make a move to the bottom, and Jeff Burton was there, ran out of room. That was one of those racing deals, as they say. You could see Sauter just cut through there after the 23 lost his momentum.
Dangerous time for the man.
They're 3 wide behind him, and that's Tyler Reddick down on the bottom.
Trouble.
There goes Quiroga into the outside wall. Lifted his wheels off the ground. Caution is out. Will freeze the field.
Unbelievable. Did he just wreck us?
Kyle Busch going to win tonight at Texas Motor Speedway.
And you can see just loose on entry. Quiroga slides down in the corner. Luckily doesn't take out both trucks, gets sideways and hits the wall.
2nd week in a row where we've seen Armand Quiroga let it all hang out and go after victory.
And that's what that was all about there, Adam. Those older tires sideways down on the inside of another truck, and away it went. But you can't question Armand Quiroga's harder desire.
National Raceway. And already damaged. Check it out. John West Townley and others. Armand Quiroga among those that got damaged before we even got the green flag, and already caution on the track.
Man, that's a huge mistake. The front straightaway is really flat here at Phoenix. You can't see up ahead as well as you would hope, but you got to be cautious on this first start. Having a crash like that is nearly unacceptable. And you could see several trucks piled into each other.
Yeah, normally it's a chain reaction thing, but usually it's the guy towards the very back that gets the worst of it. It looks like we've had several trucks, including that Zaxby's truck for John West Townley, that have a lot of damage.
Saw Justin Jennings pull his truck. See what happened coming off of turn 4 to the green flag.
Look at him seize up there.
John West was just on the gas and they weren't ready to go yet. That's just a situation where that talk needs to happen well before the green flag flies. Reminding your driver, the spotter's job, to remind the crew chief, to remind the drivers that according effects happen here. There's going to be chain reaction accidents on the front straightaway because you can't see, and that's exactly what happened.
Those are the two guys right there. The yellow truck is John West. The blue truck is Armand Quiroga.
Brian Silas right in front of him in that white truck. He might have got some damage as well.
Yeah, somebody went and then didn't go, and that's really what caused it. We're hearing it might have been the 33 of Brandon Jones.
Yeah, he was.
Burton's really vulnerable down there where he's at, not getting loose as well.
And finally, it goes around on a rookie, Ben Rhodes. Looked like there might have been a little contact, some damage on the left rear of Rhodes' machine. Second caution of the night, comes out with 20 laps complete. He was running in the 5th position, and another rookie, Matt, tipped sideways.
Matt tipped around as well, that 45 truck. I believe that might have been Johnny Sauter that came along and made slight contact with Ben Rhodes.
Yeah, that was a point in the spin there where Rhodes should have probably had the brakes locked down. That truck was rolling up the hill, and Johnny was trying to get through a really tight space there. And
we know that Ben Rhodes has been fighting loose since this restart here. Looks like he gets in the back of Joey Coulter. Not as much of a situation of being loose as it getting in the back of Joey Coulter as they went down the corner. Let's see who comes along. It is Johnny Sauter that comes along and makes a little bit of contact with the left rear corner of Ben Rhodes.
As a rookie, you're always told once she starts spinning, just try to lock her down, and hopefully that will keep others from running into you. And that was really close for Johnny Sauter when Rhodes continued to move up.
The 54 really needs to come to pit road.
You know, oh, trouble. Joey Coulter around.
Flat right rear tire on that chart. Oh, hard into the wall. Looked like the left rear tire was
We just
down.
wrecked down into 3. Hard left side contact.
Single truck accident.
Running inside
Brings
the
out
top
the caution.
10. That had a left rear tire down on the back straightaway. It makes you wonder if someone maybe got a little bit loose on the inside of Coulter, hit his left rear, causing the problem.
A lot of times we see trucks make contact and it tears out the valve stem. These are single valve stem wheels mostly here because they do not run interliners at this racetrack.
Down pit road as we look at the replay one more time, but I'm sure probably see some drivers pitting here as we see Coulter losing it over off the corner.
Nice job by Brennan Newberry getting by.
And Bubba too. Bubba Wallace is up on the outside. Look at that. He was along for the ride at that point. Nothing he could do.
You can see sparks because the tire was already off the wheel.
6 trucks being shown right now on the lead lap.
A little bit of contact right there. John Hunter on fresh tires gets into the left rear quarter panel of the 9 of Brendan Newberry, and around he goes. Brendan does a nice job not getting into the inside barrels there. He holds the brakes, Michael, like he's supposed to.
Yeah, and we've been watching the times of John Hunter Nemechek. He was the fastest truck on the track lap after lap. Those fresh tires got him in a
Here with Gray Goulding, he's not on the lead lap. 2 laps down, and there goes Silas around. Caution out for the 6th time tonight.
That truck was really loose from the very initial restart. We saw it over in turn 3 and 4. Then I looked at it a couple other times, and he was sideways. Right front tire is down right now.
They were battling for 10th. This caution big for Tyler Reddick. First truck 1 lap down. He will be on the lead lap with Eric Jones, who is our race leader. Bush, who also likes to use that outside lane.
A lot of talk. Oh,
John West Townley.
Townley hard into the outside wall.
The yellow's out here.
First caution of the day, 4 laps in. It's for John West Townley, who shot in to the outside wall.
Looks like some contact on his left rear.
I believe the 13 of Jeff Burton was underneath him when we first caught a glimpse of him.
Oh, John West is going to be sideways.
I got tagged by the 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries there. Come on down pit road.
Yeah, he got sideways. We saw that in practice.
There's another one. Mason
Completely
Mingus,
sideways.
he's not able to hang on to his, but as many of them that have been sideways, I can't believe we hadn't had more spins.
Did a nice job keeping that truck out of the outside wall.
42 in the middle.
Tyler Reddick, 3 wide to the bottom again.
This kid has no conscience.
And he gets loose.
Nearly get contact. There goes Reddick.
Here, hold the wheel,
What
hold the
a
brake, hold the
save.
brake,
He can't
hold the
hang on
brake.
to it.
Hold the brake here. You're going to be fine here still. Cautious out. You're going to be fine. Get it rolling.
Look at there.
He really didn't spin. He got completely sideways, but never went all the way around.
I thought he had it, and then finally it just broke loose. 7th caution of the night. He was running 5th when it got away
That's
from
just,
him.
you know, that's that angle into the corner. He didn't have a good angle, and he tried to stay in the gas.
Trying to stay off of Kyle Larson. Had to finally turn the steering wheel to the...
By himself, single truck behind you, going to go 3 wide top. 3 wide top, 42 in the middle. 3 wide, you're on top. 42 in the middle. 42, 3 wide top, 3 wide top. Here, hold the wheel, hold the brake, hold the brake, hold the brake. Hold the brake here. You're going to be fine here still. Caution's out. You're going to be fine. Get it rolling.
He just had the wrong angle into the corner, Adam, that he's had several times tonight, but this time there wasn't room to slide up. He did a nice job of keeping it off of Kyle Larson, but Kyle did a nice job, too, of knowing he could feel him coming and moved up a little bit.
On board with Matt Crafton.
Diving inside, Johnny. He's behind, you're clear. These guys right here trying to wreck right here in front of you. Watch them spin right here in front of you. Just stay in the middle. Just stay straight. We're still green. Keep